Welcome to Whispers of Light, where we expose most of the secrets. This is episode 4 of the series called The Celebrity Spell. Sure, it's no surprise that we are all influenced by what celebrities do. We follow their posts and feeds. We buy tickets to see them in concert. And many of us even dress like our favorite singers or actors, all because we admire them and we want to be more like them. But what if this admiration could be used against us? What if the celebrities we admire so much were nothing more than pawns in a greater game? In fact, there are a few very interesting things going on behind the surface when it comes to celebrities and their influence over us. These things have a huge impact on how we think and act. So it's important for us to understand them if we don't want to be manipulated by those who are more powerful than we are. So first off, let's talk about culture. Many believe that our culture has become too obsessed with celebrities. But this obsession wasn't always like this. In fact, until quite recently, celebrities were a lot less prevalent in our everyday lives. They didn't have their own TV shows or social media accounts that we could follow every day. You see, music, movies, sports, and fashion aren't just ways to pass the time or be entertained. They're also powerful tools that can be used to shape our values, beliefs, and behaviors. This process of shaping our thoughts and actions through cultural trends is often referred to as soft power. It's a way to influence people without force or coercion. Instead, it relies on appealing to people's emotions, desires, and aspirations. For example, let's take a look at music. One of the most popular genres of music today is rap. Rap music often glorifies certain types of behavior. I'm not trying to make any statement here or start a debate about which genre of music is better or which is worse. That's not the point. What I am trying to do is show you how music can be used as a tool to shape our culture. If we listen to rap music that glorifies bad behavior, then we might start to believe that this is an acceptable way to solve problems. But what's scary is that this process of shaping our culture isn't always a spontaneous or organic phenomenon. In many cases, it's actually engineered and controlled by those in power. They do this by creating cultural trends that favor their own agendas and values. For example, the popularity of rap music might not be a coincidence. It might be the result of a deliberate effort to change the cultural landscape and promote certain values and beliefs. It's important to be aware of this because it means that we need to be critical of the messages we're receiving through cultural trends. We can't just accept everything we see and hear. We need to ask questions and dig deeper to understand the motivations behind what we're consuming. By doing this, we can protect ourselves from being manipulated and ensure that we're not unknowingly adopting values and beliefs that don't align with our own. Ever wondered why you get so wrapped up in celebrity gossip? Like, why do you feel the urge to defend your fave celeb from all the haters? Or why does it seem like you know them personally, even though you've never met? It's not just because you're a fan, there's actually some cool psychology behind it. Let's get into the fascinating world of parasocial relationships and see what's really going on. In recent years, researchers have started to explore the concept of parasocial relationships, which refers to the emotional bond that fans can form with celebrities despite the lack of a real relationship between them. You know that feeling when you think you really know a celebrity? You follow them online, watch their interviews, and feel connected. But here's the kicker. You only see what they want you to see. They curate their image and keep a lot of their life private. So while you might care about them, there's still a whole mystery behind the scenes. You find yourself defending celebrities against their haters, chatting about them with friends, and even feeling a twinge of jealousy when they're linked to other potential partners. But why? It's all about that need for connection. Celebrities seem perfect, talented, beautiful, and successful. For fans dealing with their own insecurities, it's easy to get lost in their world. You live vicariously through them, escaping your problems for a bit. Sure, it's a fun distraction, but it can also get a little tricky. Balancing that fantasy with reality is key, right? One of the most concerning aspects of parasocial relationships is that fans often defend their favorite celebrities fiercely, even when they're faced with evidence that the celebrity is not perfect. It's not uncommon to see fans lash out at anyone who criticizes their favorite celebrity, even when the criticism is constructive. This can be attributed to something called dehumanization. When you reduce someone to their public persona, you stop seeing them as a human being with flaws and imperfections. Instead, you view them as an object that exists to serve your own needs and desires. This can lead to a sense of entitlement, as if you have the right to demand that the celebrity behave in a certain way or meet your expectations. But the problem with this is that celebrities are only human after all. They make mistakes, have bad days, and are not always perfect. When you expect them to be flawless and they inevitably mess up, you feel betrayed and angry. When you think about it, the whole idea of parasocial relationship is a clever manipulation tactic. Celebrities can build a massive following by giving their fans what they want: attention, validation, and a sense of belonging. In return, they get adulation, money, and power. But the fans are left feeling empty and disillusioned. They've invested so much of themselves into a relationship that isn't real, and they're left with nothing to show for it. You see, hidden messaging is all about finding patterns in symbols where they may or may not exist. People who believe that there are hidden messages in music videos or sporting events are often accused of being conspiracy theorists. However, it's important to remember that just because something doesn't have an obvious explanation doesn't mean that there isn't one. For example, there are plenty of instances where companies have been caught using subliminal messaging in their advertising. This involves embedding hidden messages in ads that are designed to influence consumers' behavior without their conscious awareness. In one famous case, a soft drink company was accused of embedding a message in their ad code viewers to buy the product. Similarly, some people believe that certain celebrities are used as pawns in a larger game of hidden messaging. For example, let's take a look at the entertainment industry. If you pay close attention to some of the most popular movies and TV shows being produced today, you might notice a common theme. Take, for example, the recent trend of superhero films. Many of these films feature characters who have extraordinary powers and abilities, but they also deal with inner demons and struggles. On the surface, this might seem like a way to make the characters more relatable and human, but some believe that there's a deeper meaning behind it. For example, the character of Batman is often seen as a symbol of the dark side of humanity. He's a billionaire who uses his wealth and resources to fight crime, but he also has a deep-seated anger and desire for revenge. They suggest that those in power are using these stories to push their own agendas and shape the way we think and feel about certain issues. For example, the rise of superhero films could be seen as a way to promote American values of justice and heroism. At the same time, the focus on the darker aspects of these characters could be a way to criticize society's failings and the struggles that ordinary people face. Of course, this is just one interpretation of these stories. Others might argue that they're simply meant to be entertaining and that any deeper meaning is just a coincidence. But it's important to remember that those in power are very savvy when it comes to using symbolism and imagery to convey their messages. So it's possible that there is more to these stories than meets the eye. We've talked about culture, parasocial relationships, and hidden messaging. But there's another important aspect to the celebrity spell that we haven't mentioned yet, and that is the power of endorsement. It's hard to overstate the impact that a celebrity endorsement can have. When a celebrity you admire speaks out about a certain product, service, or cause, it can change your opinion or behavior in an instant. This is especially true if you already have some level of admiration for that celebrity. In fact, research has shown that celebrity endorsements can be incredibly effective at swaying public opinion. Similarly, if your favorite athlete starts promoting a new brand of sneakers, you might be tempted to buy them even if you've never worn that brand before. The same goes for products, services, and causes. If your favorite influencer talks about a new skincare product, you might be more likely to try it out even if you've never tried a product like that before. Celebrity endorsements pack a punch because of trust. We look up to them, seeing their talent and success, and think they've got our backs. So when they promote a product, we believe it must be great. But let's be real, celebrities are just people too, and they can totally mess up like the rest of us. Not all celebs have your back. Some will promote anything for cash, so be careful with those endorsements. Just because your favorite star backs a product doesn't mean it's right for you. Do your homework and trust your gut before you buy anything. Think about some of the most influential celebrities, Who are they? What do they stand for? And how do they use their platform to influence others? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you for watching Whispers of Light.